But now we're moving into the phase 2 part of the corridor, and it's really looking at that whole complete street package. And there's some renderings here that kind of speak to what we're looking to achieve. But it's really, we're designing an at-grade center median LRT system. This is very similar to what Toronto had planned as part of the Transit City program, which is now not going forward, but we're still moving forward in Mississauga with that. Obviously looking at how we incorporate cycling along the corridor, our pedestrian connections. And along this corridor, I know there's another section on mobility hubs, but this corridor interacts with 5 mobility hubs. So how do we embrace that, and how does this corridor and project align with those visions? So what we're going to be looking at in quite a bit more detail is this sort of mixed-use approach to the Hurontario corridor. So really having a look at the development along the corridor itself, and how does that tie into the corridor. Really looking at parking. On-street parking is obviously a big component for us. Transit is certainly important. But more importantly, the pedestrian and the cycling interaction. How do we accommodate that? And how do we best do that in the design phase of the project? This again is sort of another rendering of the corridor itself, but really looking at how do we manage the critical mass of people and activities that we expect along this corridor in the future? How do we sort of create that consistent building podium wall, or that street wall as we call it? Because if you drive out that corridor now, it's really a mixed use of shopping plazas and parking lots and et cetera. So it's really a big mix. And how do we integrate cycling, rapid transit, and pedestrians along this corridor? So that's really the end of the presentation, but just in summary, the corridor is made up of such unique character areas that it's really not a one-size-fits-all for us. We're going into this project now, into the preliminary design and into the EA phase, but at the end of the day, I'm confident we will create a beautiful street. It's going to take a lot of time, but really it's all about moving people and connecting us. So that's it.